So, welcome to an episode this week. The podcast is Bay and Devin. Filling in for my beloved co-host sister. Recently, just a tragedy happened where her son was lost in an accident. And we're sending our hearts out to her. Condolences. We love you. And we're going to represent and do this episode and hold it down for your son and dedicate this to nonviolence. And going forward, we want to send our condolences and love to the whole family.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. So we're going to move forward with the Bay and Dev podcast this week. Feeling that definitely got one of the hottest trending models slash actors slash activist slash artist, writer, and definitely an inspire.
Well, I've been writing. Yes, I have. Thank you, sir.
I've heard. That's why I spoke
that
on it.
Crazy.
I heard it. It was some fire. It was some fire. Crazy. We definitely gonna have to get into that because
like I really want to do an EP. Like I want it to be like soulful songs and then slide in the gospel, and then I'm gonna rap at the end. So I think like 6 songs. But look out for it. Keep your ear to the pavement. Keep it to the pavement. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah. So we're glad to have the audience tune in. And Dev has got some new exciting news, like she said, about working on a new EP and her ideas and ventures, as well as what we're doing here on the Bay and Dev podcast with Lanny out this week. Shout out to Cash. We definitely want to let y'all know we in tune to what's going on outside of the world and in the world. So we're going to talk about a few things and then we're going to fast forward. So I got my great co-host sister right here with me right now. So we're going to get right to it right off the bat and just talk about a few things. And I have a couple questions and topics that we'll go back and forth. And then she has some too. And then we'll go back and forth. And we'll just share the air. We'll share the air and enlighten.
How we usually talk all the time, like, you know,
yes.
We always like, we'll talk.
Yes, it's just basically like,
things.
It's what we do, you know, so it's second nature to us. But ours Revelation is a little more exciting because, you know, our minds, me and Deb, our minds go to the mountain, to the moon, then to space and beyond. Then they come back down to reality, but it always knows to get up and go to work. It always knows that.
And me and one of my good girlfriends, we were talking about how, like, there's a lot of race of men that know how to go out and work.
Know how to go out and work.
They like, you don't have to tell them, well, it's time to go to work, or, oh, when your next day to work. Mm-hmm. These are questions you never have to ask these men.
Yeah.
Is this guy at my job? Mm-hmm. He's been working at my job for 30 years. Mm-hmm. He does at least 10 overtimes a paycheck. What? Mm. That's the type of man I want, actually. Mm-hmm. Him to work so much. Right. And I could just be home paying my little half.
Right.
If I need to, because I probably don't.
Probably will say,
if he's working like that.
Yeah.
I would have been like that.
Yeah.
I think that it's fun. I'm glad he likes to go to work like that.
And doesn't mind doing it.
Okay.
Right. And really
you don't even have to tell him. He came up with it. Oh, great idea, baby.
Yeah.
Boy, he doing a good job. Boy, he doing a good job. Like, that's what I want.
So that's an interesting topic too, where a man knows when to go out and work, and then he'll go work morning through night. He don't really care, complain about it, knows he got responsibilities.
Would you complain about it?
Oh, heck no. I mean, I actually was saluted and say more power to me now that I realize that you need as much money as you can get. Please believe that. Don't get tricked with that just 9-to-5 bullshit. Go for the gusto. It makes her happy to see that you have that ambition to go to work and then go to work again. If you could do that, and like if your job offers you overtime every day of the week because somebody got fired, that is your treasure. If you frown upon it, then it's not sincere that you really want to do this from that angle. You're content with 9-to-5. And then it brings a strain onto your life, your relationship, and your kids' life because you're making just bare minimums. And you want to make more. Even if you're making more, you still want to make more.
Wait, okay. So I'm sitting here talking to one of my brothers who shall be named, remain nameless. I have a lot of siblings, so you won't know.
All right.
Maybe you will.
Right.
So, I mean, he had an important, thing to do.
Right.
And he asks me, and the important thing to do is on my birthday. He asks me for $80. And so he now currently works at McDonald's. And I'm trying to tell him that if he wants to continue to work at McDonald's, he has to make his life fit into that McDonald's salary. You're cool with it.
Right.
So be cool with working paycheck to paycheck. And you shouldn't be. you got to double it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That's the
it's just
wake up
like,
call right there.
I told him, I said, you have to always pay me back because that's the lifestyle that you choose. He
Right.
doesn't think that I should want my money back
Right.
because I have a good job and I just don't understand like what's wrong with people.
Right.
How do you know that I even had it to give?
Right.
That's crazy.
Right. You got
For
your
to
own
put
bills.
Stipulations
You got your own bills.
on
Right.
how you're gonna borrow from me.
Right.
Okay. Live off that Mickey D's money, okay? Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like he
You're
has to
funny.
double it up.
Oh God, you're funny. You funny as hell. Off the bat, since we on tragedies and things happen, just like the last episode we talked about teenage boys. There's a lot of violence in communities as well as theft, stealing cars, shootings, just like random like rage going on with boys shooting and just rage going on with fighting, neighborhood type of or dealings and people going crazy. What do you feel that could help de-escalate some of this stuff that's going on with teenagers not only enraged, losing their lives, robbing cars, shooting others, killing others to get ahead? Like things have been going on that's not been normal lately for our Black community of young youth teens between the ages of 15 and 20, 15, 21. How do you feel about what could really help make a serious de-escalation change for what is going on right now? Seems to be trending in the wrong direction.
Well, I think also we can change our media and what we are teaching our children.
Wow, that's a good one.
And the music. I've just seen a couple people doing interviews about, do you think that your music has played a part in the violence on the streets and things like that? And I definitely do.
Right.
Years ago, like probably like in college, I really changed the music that I started listening to. So I started listening to more Afro beats,
Right.
which had a whole different language and I didn't even know what they were saying. But I knew that it was positive and it was upbeat and it kept me like really in good spirits. It talked about getting dressed in your finest, going out with your friends and eating well. And it talked about love.
Wow.
You slide into reggae.
Right.
And even though reggae gets really spicy and nasty, but it's really talking about love. And that's what I really started to listen to for these last few years.
Awesome.
Music today, like in America, mainstream, and I'm glad Afrobeats is coming now. But it's just about like drill music and like drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Drill music, trap music, drugs, sex.
And Africans like to dance at their parties. They really like to get together and dance. The men like to dance.
How about that?
Where our mainstream music don't really promote that. I mean, we
Right.
do these little giddy like dances.
Yeah, but if you dance, then you consider corny.
But
Why?
the way that these
but dancing
Africans
turn women on
dance
if you
like
know
as
how to
groups
dance.
of men.
That's the weirdest thing. If you
It's so
dance as a
powerful.
guy, you're like a softie. But if you know how to dance real good, like Chris Brown, all the girls love you because they see those moves and they start thinking like, damn, if he moved like that, I know he could do some shit in the bedroom. So dancing is an art that's missing, and we're not utilizing that to get women to really see us.
I
and
was
to
thinking
perform.
of it as like, men like in like a community, like they dance together and everything. And it's like really powerful. They have groups of men at parties that love to dance, throw money. Clearly they know how to get up and go to work. Just saying. Why don't we have parties like this? This is freaking nuts.
It is. It's insane.
And I just feel like we should have more things where men are coming together in positive groups. So like, did you see on Instagram about the guys in the suits? They were in like different color suits.
Yo,
it was so
I saw
positive.
those suits. I was like, yo, that's dope.
Right.
Yo.
It was guys at my job that have gone and like wore their different suits out and stuff and went to like the Philadelphia Museum, Art Museum, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they all took pictures. I think that's so cool. Motorcycle weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really talk about that anymore, but it's lit.
Yeah.
Going to Hooters and like circling Hooters with like different like slingshots and stuff. That's when I feel like they just started coming out. When I turned 23, I went down there with not a cent to my name.
Not a sense of
Okay. And my friend was like, yo, like just come. We going with all these guys. We went up like with 9 guys. We drove down there. It was 12 hours.
Right.
This man got us a suite. It was me, my best friend, and her cousin's baby mom. Oh, and I think his name was Mr. Tony. And that girl was not trying to give Mr. Tony no
Fucking Mr.
coochie.
Tony though.
Mr. Tony had a huge turtle. You know them joints where it's like the van and got a little joint up top.
Yeah.
He had a big screen TV and a game system in it. They could watch movies.
Oh, he was
We didn't
on
have
this.
to drive.
What year was this?
This was 2000. This is 23, so this had to be when I was like, it was 2015.
Okay. Okay.
When I tell you that was the time of my life, motorcycle weekend, it was so many black men and black women in high heels and bathing suits. I didn't get it. Have you ever been to motorcycle weekend?
I've never been. I've never been. Nope. I heard stories, but I've never been.
When I tell you, that's a good time.
Yeah, we'll have to touch
And
on
we
that.
and we like lived like royalty. But go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna touch on back on that in a little bit later, but I'm gonna go into something that might be related but different in a way. This dates back to the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. Whenever we had black leaders who wanted to create positive change and a difference and direction to guide people together, why does it seem that they were either killed or thrown in jail for trying to create people to come together, create change, positive reinforcement, opening up rights, giving people the option to vote, be educated, to use their privilege to do what's necessary that everybody else does, equal opportunity, basically. Why does it seem like when these leaders were formed, even in the 70s with the Black Panther Party, they were the ops, so to speak. They were the enemy. They were the ones that had to be eliminated. Why was that seeming to be a trend?
Well, please give me your insight on that.
Well, I'm gonna go right into it because we had so many great righteous black leaders who were taken out or even put in jail. Even Muhammad Ali was put in jail for using his right to say, no, I don't want to go to war. No, I'm against this. This is against my religion, my beliefs. So they threw him in jail because he didn't want to follow the trend of what they were doing. So he started getting threats and then thrown in jail. My point is, I saw people try to do right things and form people together and peaceful protesting rallies be murdered or thrown in jail or beaten or forced to run out of town. Even when we got to the 80s, when we saw people doing it, they still were like shooting at them and creating them to run, fear, doing things like to create mischief, and then bad mouthing people's name. Like they had tapes on I'm sorry, not Malcolm, Martin Luther King. They had tapes on him, like just like how Seth's over there on the audio with the headphones, constantly going over there, checking the headphones to see what he's doing with a bug playing in his hotel rooms or whatever, and hearing stuff that he was doing, and then putting it out there to the media like Mr. Righteous is not really that righteous. So they shanding their name. And then recently with Bill Cosby, I don't want to go into particular celebrities' names, but it seemed to be some people who was righteous of some sort, because I never looked at Bill Cosby any differently until they did that to him. And then they created a narrative against him, Michael Jackson, and many others. Like some people who stood for positive and who stood for change seem to be either thrown in jail or taken off this earth. And
Well, there's a documentary called Uncle Tom. And Uncle Tom has like all these influencers and people that have been very successful in America. And they talk about how like it's all in the media and what it's trying to portray.
Right.
It's trying to keep the black man enraged. So they have you fall in love with people. They let people excel, mainstream. And then they do these things to keep the masses enraged. You're mad at this person, and now you think that somebody's after you all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yes.
a lot of times, sometimes these people can get themselves out of these things, and sometimes they stay, for the rest of their lives, But I really think that it has to do with keeping us enraged, trying to make us feel like we're fighting somebody and something. Like we need those type of stories to keep us like, oh, that ain't right. You see what they did? He's a good brother. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and you sometimes with different stories, you always try to look at yourself and see where you fit into that, even though
That's
people
true.
say they don't.
That's true. That's absolute. She's right with that. You're right about
Like,
that.
dang, like he was trying his little best, got them people all that little money, and they gonna do him like that. They gonna tell him like that. Just how they do you at work. You come on time all the time. You doing all your hours and everything, and here they go messing with you, and everybody else do it too.
Everybody else
But they
do it
just
too.
sitting there pointing me out. So I feel like that's sometimes like what they're trying to do to us when we know wrong is wrong at the end of the day.
Right, it is. You accept that. You accept that.
I mean, we could say that all the stories for Bill Cosby isn't true, but we believe some of that.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Just like at the job. And I think that that's sometimes what holds us black as a community.
Yes.
You know, wrong is wrong.
Wrong is
okay?
wrong.
You
You're
got
not
over a
defending
couple
it.
times. You're not
right.
going to get over forever.
Every time. Right, right. That's true. That's true. We make mistakes. We get caught. Sometimes we got to surrender or lie.
And know that it's a
answering to it.
sacrifice with
Right.
everything that we do.
Absolutely.
Even if we've gotten over all those times.
Absolutely. That is true. That is true. So as we look at black as a whole, black people, not just the males, but just leaders in the nutshell, have lived a different life because they become sort of some type of target of rage outside of them. But like you say, that's a good point. There's a narrative created to keep something going. And it seemed like that all the way up until certain points of our life where we like, oh my God, so here we go again. Another story about, a black person got done wrong. Oh, he was good and he had the kids and he was a grandfather now and he was seeing his son off to college, and you hear all this story and it makes you mad. So you go outside and you be like, don't know the white person better not look at me. And it just creates rage. And now, it's the first person you see, you could punch him. Like,
Like OJ, good player.
Mhm.
And he's accused of something so horrible.
Right.
And behind closed doors, black people say he probably did do that shit.
Right.
You couldn't put it past him. For real,
Right.
for real.
You couldn't put it past him. He had a lot of evidence pointing in his direction. All those 911 calls, she kept calling and they was recording the evidence like, he was beating her up or they got in a fight. So it was like not far-fetched that happened for real. Like, not to say he did it, but I mean, come on. All those 911 calls and they like, okay, back to the Simpson house again. Here we go again. What is he doing? Did he hang her? Did he choke her? One day he gonna kill her. They probably was saying that back in the 80s.
So, I mean, I just feel like things are going to catch up to people.
Right.
And that's what's happening to people right now.
Right.
With R. Kelly.
Right.
Cosby.
So he's gonna speak on the
Trey
R. Kelly.
Songz.
R. Kelly and
Kanye
Trey Songz.
West.
Kanye West.
Dave Chappelle's coming up. So
Dave
good for
Chappelle.
him.
Dave Chappelle.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
It's like, and
So-
you see Denzel. He's scot-free.
Right.
Denzel's scot-free. Why? Because he don't do everything. He not trying to be a part of everything. Okay?
Right.
When you try to do and be a part of everything, you must sacrifice more. And I think that Denzel kind of like has that in the bag by now. He kind of like understands, I'm going to get money to survive
Right.
and give my family nice things.
Right.
I'm not trying to overdo other people. This is my life and I'm doing it my way and I'm providing for my family. And I think that's what we also get kind of like trapped in. That's why we all try to almost get in trouble now. Because you're not even just trying to do it just to survive and to have a nice living for your family. You're being greedy. And
Speaking of being greedy, let me switch gears real quick. Let me switch over something.
because I was about to go in. And
I know
rip-
you was, so let me switch over to some relationship shit. In relationship, when you being greedy, right? And we talked about it last time, like dating multiple people. I'm not going to that now. I'm going something different, right? So, like when women first dating a man, because they both dating, dating just means you're dating. You could be dating whoever. How many? But I said the greedy term because it could be a game being played. Is it in the beginning? Do women test men to wing out the guys that they're dating? Do they particularly play a test in the beginning when they're first dating a guy that they might potentially like? Let's say they went on a couple dates. Does the testing start on the first date, the second date, or does the testing start until you get out of that probation period? Because I'm asking like in reference of, is it a test, number one? Because it seems like it's always some type of test to see if this person is sincere, genuine, and worthy of dating any further than one date.
Or how about life happens? But like I lose things, I get hungry, I'm gonna need a ride. Like men should even just expect that from the women that they're dating. Do they think that when you first start talking to a woman, life stops and things aren't going to happen to her? But I have heard of women say that they lost their wallet. They lost it in the cab, and I said to the girl, "No one even like rides cabs anymore." So like that's weird. But like, I think women do that, but it's all on how you come off.
Right.
If you're like really corny, you're gonna get, "I lost my wallet and I lost it in the cab," which we don't ride anymore. And now if you're a nice little player, you know what I mean? I think that you probably will get "My rent is late," which I think is the oldest one in the book, but men fall for it every time. Or, "Ooh, my cell phone's about to get turned off." And I've done that to a guy before, and he said, "Well, baby, I want to talk to you. Here's the bill."
I've done that before too.
Yeah,
it works.
Yes, it does work.
Coke 45 every time.
Yes. I mean, if you're really trying to get a quick
You can't-
150.
Yeah, you can't.
Damn, you was thinking like, damn, who you talking to?
No, I mean, but you can't expect to get no nookie without it passing that test. I mean, if you fail that test right there, then you just saying I don't want none, because let's be honest, that's not a real expensive way.
Or now, if you're just trying to get pocket money, you're
Right.
trying to get lunch money.
Right.
I'm running out of gas. Can you spot me a couple dollars? That's a quick 30 every time. Now, if he gives you a 20, which I've heard of people doing,
Ooh, 20?
it's
Damn.
speechless.
Whoa, that's a low blow.
Speechless. Now, this is something I don't agree with, but I know a woman that is dating a guy at her job. And I think like they were going to go out on a date. So he's like, "Oh, well, how much does it cost to fill up your tank?" And she drives like an Atlas Tiguan, Atlas Volkswagen, which is huge. And I call it Casper. It's like tinted out. It's so beautiful. She said $100. This man says, "Here's 20." I said, "Well, where's its twin?"
Hold on, where he from? Texas? Or?
I have no clue. I think he's from the Northeast, honestly.
No disrespect to Texas. I mean, he had to be from somewhere like in the southern. I don't know.
Northeast, close to the boulevard. Weirdo.
Yo.
Weirdo.
Northeast
Like
Philly?
as you get deep into
No gas, like
Northeast,
$5
you
a
probably
gallon?
will find some nice, thorough guys. But
Where he work at?
close to Roosevelt
Burger King?
Boulevard, they're weirdos beyond measure. They don't. They only go one or
That's
two ways.
gross. $20, man. I'm like, yo, is he serious?
I need a twin to that 20, and I'm not a $40 girl.
Right, no, but for
don't
gas,
ever disrespect
that's the
me
lowest
with
I'm gonna
like
take.
$20.
Yeah, 40 should be
$40.
the lowest you give. Like that's an
That's
insult.
really nice.
You treat
You can
him-
get to another big notch with $40. Just
Yeah.
saying.
You look real suspect with that one dub.
Do you think that he deserves some nookie?
No, I think he
does not.
deserves to get a phone call like, yo, honestly, don't ever give a girl $20.
She gave it back to him and said, "You need it more than I do." And I said, "I agree."
Oh, played.
Because my thing is, if you
played
can
the
only
fake
spare,
player.
if you can
Played
only
up.
spare this $20, I'm gonna give it back to you because this could add up another bill. And I'm
Played
just,
a fake player. Oh, she said you needed.
well played.
She said you needed more than I do. I know that bucked him up. Damn, I know he knew it was over with after that. Damn.
But see, and now it's awkward at the job.
Mm-hmm.
And like she had like not a medical emergency, but she had an emergency with her family. And he's like, "So what happened?" And she's like, I don't feel comfortable talking about it. And I say, "Well, you need to ask him about that other $20. You want to talk about this emergency?"
So let me get this right. They work with each other?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
How
question I had
embarrassing.
to ask too.
How embarrassing is that?
That's very embarrassing.
That's why
Now
you
gotta
shouldn't talk
see
to
that
people at
person.
your job. These
So
are
that's why I was
people that
going
you
to
shouldn't
ask.
talk.
Do you think you could possibly break the rule occasionally and date someone you are working with?
No, because only if it's the boss.
The boss.
If he's running things.
Right. That's different. Because he's kind of hands off.
Other than
really.
that, I wouldn't talk to anybody at the job. That's help. That's what makes sure like your money flow. And it's just like you don't need to have, well, no, you need to have some good relationships at the job. And what we were talking about earlier was you never account for the people outside of whatever you got going on being
Right.
affected by it or feeling a type of way about it.
Right.
Because usually people start liking each people once y'all start talking. And now people are acting weird even when you're not around.
That's
and
true.
y'all not even doing no PDA. You're not even doing weird shit. But now I got shit that's going on at the job. And now they taking me from one part of the facility and putting me on another because we dating. Don't do it.
Right.
It's no point.
Right.
Don't mess your money up and mess up a good thing. You found your niche at the job. You found your, you know what I'm saying, your bread and butter. I wouldn't mess with it. Flirt with them, of course. Make the time go by. Leave it right there. I think that's like it's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's so fun to come to the job and have somebody to flirt with, shoot the shit with.
It does make it fun. It does make it fun when you can flirt with somebody.
Everybody knows that sex makes things even worse. You have so much fun
Yeah.
before the sex.
Yeah. Then it gets real creepy and goofy and funny, unnecessary.
And people
So-
start getting jealous.
I'm going to say my answer to that is no. Wait till she or he gets fired.
I think no. Let's say
Wait till they get
let's
fired.
wait until they find a better opportunity. Yeah.
Wait till they're off that job. Once they're off that job, then it's not going to interact or interfere
And
with
guess what? It's
your
not going to
money.
be the same feeling no more. It is something about the man at the job. Once it like gets out of the job, it's just not what it was. Because I think
I
you know
disagree.
why?
I messed with the girl after she quit the job. That's when I went in. She ain't at the job no
Yeah,
more.
but I just feel like
Yeah, I'm going in. I'm getting that
I feel like
coochie.
at the job, everybody buys their own food almost.
Okay.
It's only sometimes where you gotta buy each
I
other
was
food.
cooking.
You know what I'm saying?
I was cooking lunch for her and all that because I
With
liked
the
her.
food from the job, probably.
I was bringing food in. I'm like, I go to the market get food for her. Like,
Oh
she,
wow, you're whipped. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like your job.
It was the thrill of the
girlfriend-
chase.
Your job girlfriend is way cheaper than
Oh yeah, absolutely. She don't even
a
want to go out.
regular
With her.
lady. That's
She
what I'm
don't even
saying
wanna go
because y'all
out
spend
with
so much time at work.
She warmed
like the
up like a
best
car
thing.
already warmed up. She ready to that's like it's ready to drive already.
Like, ooh, let's hurry up. You know, I gotta be home. I got my kids.
Yup,
you know, I gotta
that's how it was.
You know, I gotta pick them up.
Yup,
So
that's
it's just
how it
like,
was.
oh my gosh. At my job, like you go like in the back of the parking lot, you see like all these condoms like on the ground.
Mhm.
Like people just drive to the back of the parking lot and get it in real quick, and yeah, they're set. But I would never do a thing like that. I have class.
So like you say, you should never. Let's give these. You want to give anybody advice? I remember we had this conversation. You say you should never mess with people who deliver service to you. You should never mess with the help. Who is
Right.
exactly the help?
I mean, one of the age-old examples, the Beach Boy. You know what I mean? Now you can't get your pool cleaned. Okay? So we're going to move into the mechanic.
Right.
You should never have sex with your mechanic.
Right.
He is here for a service. Let him do that service. You're never going to get a 2-for-1 deal off of me. That's ridiculous.
So he not gonna give you the free oil change.
This is what I'm saying. And then like once you like find a guy that is very trustworthy and like honest about doing things on your car, keep it like that.
Yeah.
You throwing a little puss, he might get a little foggy. And now I gotta fight you. And then my car's not getting fixed. And now I'm on dubs. I'm gonna be mad with a wet coochie. Like I'm gonna be mad as shit. Okay? Personal trainer, which I kind of don't need. But a couple of my friends have dated their personal trainer. Okay?
Oldest trick in the book. Somebody working out with you, showing that they care
And
about
he
your
locked
body.
her out the gym one day. How he lock you out? And now you mad. Because, getting a personal trainer, it's hard to build that relationship.
Right.
Somebody that knows how to talk to you, because sometimes people get the fuck smart or they don't motivate you enough. You know what I'm saying? You're doing these awkward things in front of somebody you don't know. So it's just like, when you have created that type of relationship with a man and it's platonic, keep it there, please. Please.
I agree.
And if he's being creepy, change it. Because clearly, even if y'all have sex and you like actually move into his advances, he's going to be creepy and annoying and horrible. He's going to play you. And now you're not going to be able to work out and get your body. You're going to be on to the next, paying extremely crazy prices. Whereas this guy was doing it for $30 a month, and that was good for you. You was doing it every week, you know what I'm saying? But then you throw in a little puss, shit get foggy. Now he's acting like a nut. I just think that when it comes to giving massages, stuff like that,
Masseuse.
you need to let the help be help and let them help you out. Pay the service. Because it's good to have, like, reliable people, you know?
I agree with you because once you cross that line, now you can't come back. That's it. It's like, okay, I can't never use you for the service again because if we fall out, that's the end of that.
Because he's a damn fool to think that you're going to pay full price now since you're giving puss too.
And he know that.
And so therefore now
He know that. He know that.
Now he gonna pull. Well, these people paying full price. Hold on.
Yep.
You know I need my money, right?
Yep,
So now you ain't getting worked out, but that pussy getting worked out. Now he's playing you, sis. Now I'm mad, and it ain't even me. It ain't even me. My hand just start itching. I'm gonna rub my pockets. I don't have any. Wow. I'm gonna rub my heart. Okay.
You enriched with a great, beautiful heart. Let me say this quickly. On another topic, on a relationship tip, still we're under that umbrella. By the way, this is being brought to you in part by Jabez Dreams, and we want to make sure that you stay tuned to Jabez Dreams, where we'll be doing commercials and we'll be doing videos and a bunch of other things. You want to get connected, we'll help you get closer to your dreams. We're also brought to you in part by Legs by Devin. We're bringing back her brand. We want to
Legs
make
by
sure
Beauty.
we want to make sure that you're hearing it, and let's hear it from her live.
Legs
and
of Beauty. I said it. Legs by Beauty. Wow. And I'm actually drinking a cider beer, which is kind of like my favorite drink of life. So like,
right.
If you like
On this
get on my
hot,
good side,
super hot,
you want to
sunny
make sure
day,
that you
summer
get me
day,
cider beer of any brand.
any
I'll
brand.
drink, but not IPAs. I don't. Do you like weedy beer?
No, I don't. It's too much sud. It's too much.
You like apple ciders?
Yeah, I like just straight to the point. Not all that sud. I don't like weedy beers. I like lighter beers, lighter, smoother.
Oh no, man.
I like the lighter ones. I don't like the suzzy, heavy wheat. Makes me feel that bloated feeling. You know, you walking around with bubble gut, trying to get rid of it.
Jamaican right there.
You know, trying to get rid of that
walk
bubble
around
gut.
with bubble
You
guts.
walk around with bubble guts. No, man.
That was a good one.
Yeah, man. I take that feeling, man. Respect.
I do a good Maya Angelou.
You do a good Maya Angelou?
Yes,
Let's hear it.
I do.
Let's hear the Maya Angelou.
Oh, wow.
Let's hear the Maya Angelou.
Anyway,
Let's hear it.
Here we go. Here we go. She like this. She like this. What she say? She be like, my child.
Ooh.
That's Maya. That's Maya right there. Oh, my parents get so mad when I say that. And I get like real quiet and I be like, my child. That sounds just like her.
Well, I do a very good impression of Arabian guys that work for T-Mobile, and it goes a little bit like this.
Go ahead.
I'll break it down.
Go ahead. No,
real
like
quick.
definitely.
Answer the
Give me a
phone.
little bit. What do you say? What do you say?
Hello, thank you for calling T-Mobile. You have reached the world greatest number in the world
Take your
with
time,
mobile.
take your time.
You're going to get your phone switched over from a boost to a platinum plan, $5,000 digital. And when you switch over, you have connections to fly on the airplane. We give you free Wi-Fi
They
for
don't
a
say
year.
that now.
Now we do everything to get your customer number one in the world, T-Mobile.
That is
Thank you for
hard.
calling T-Mobile.
We're going to get canceled because you gave that impression.
Well, you know what? I think the ratings going to go up because they're going to say they're funny. Her impressions, his impressions. Let's brand
My
them. Pay us a
Child
check.
was so
I
good.
want to get paid $10,000 an episode. That's nothing to start, and then I want to get us to $25,000 an episode, then to $50,000, then $100,000 an episode. I'm putting it out
You're
to the
nuts.
universe. Yeah, but I want nuts money. I want nuts money. I want nuts money. I mean, I want money. We can go nuts with it. Yeah, I want money. We can go nuts. That's all. You know what I mean? That should be the mindset.
I
on
always
that.
forget that I'm getting filmed. Like, I have to watch my faces, which is like so
Facial
hard.
expressions and stuff like, oh, she looks
Yes.
so mean. Why is she looking like
Or
that?
like I look tired, and I am that. I was off actually all this weekend, so
Oh, how was that experience being off and having all that time? How much time exactly?
I've just been resting and staying up late and watching all these good shows.
Getting caught up, binge watching.
I love my good shows, man. Oh my gosh.
Is it like a peaceful time for you?
It is, but my remote broke on my TV.
Oh hell no.
So I've been waiting for a new remote, and like it's like actually very weird. I've never like I've lived by myself, and it's never been anything wrong with my remote.
Uh-huh.
So like for something to be wrong with my remote, I immediately wanted to talk to my dad. Like, what am I gonna do? I got it together myself, but that's usually something that dads like fix. You know, if you notice, like when you were younger, did you ever have to really mess with the remote? No, because like my
It's
dad,
a dad thing.
I know my dad like always. I don't know how were you with your daughters and stuff like.
Yeah, I
Who
was
fixed
the
the
one.
remote?
They would come to me with it, and I would do it.
Right. It's just like dads know. They know like what to do. What to
They
unplug.
know.
I freaking hate it. Like it's just. But I did like order a new one, so I'm waiting for it. And I hear that I got to program
It better
it.
be
So
a
I'm
nice
scared.
one too.
No, it's the one that goes with Philips. It's like a
Oh,
Android TV. I'm
One of
so
those.
pissed. I
One
wish
of
it was just a regular TV where I could just go to Walmart and like get a normal.
okay. So I'm gonna go back because I love what we on right
Oh,
now.
sorry,
But no,
sorry.
it's good. I'm gonna switch back the gears. I'm gonna switch gears back so we get back to the relationship stuff, so people know where we at and we ain't going from space, Jupiter to Mars, Pluto back to Earth. We're
No,
still
we're
right
living
here.
life.
We're living life, and in life, I'm in the dating world right now. I'm in the dating world.
I'm
No, it's
not.
not really that. It's not that deep. I'm not really dating anyone, but I'm dating. I'm in a dating world. I'm single. I'm not on the prowl, but I'm single in a dollar bill. All I'm trying to get is to some of these things that other single people might want to indulge in or could relate to being out here in the dating world when you're new to it again. Okay, it's like being like, allow me to reintroduce myself.
My name is Ho.
Yeah, and you're like, damn, I really got to do this shit again? Damn. And it is like that. You got to like make a stamp, make an impression. You got to improve. Like you got to be better than you was before. And it's like, okay, you get all these tips and all this advice. And if I was you, I just date a bunch of people. And if I was you, I do this. If I was you, I just save my money, don't date nobody. You get a lot of advice from people who shit is fucked up. But let me get to this question and this topic, right? I ain't want to blast nobody, right? Do you think it's safe to share crazy, detailed stories about your life with someone you only been dating for 3 weeks to a month? 3 weeks to a month. Real deep, crazy stuff. For an example, like you shot at your baby father, or you fell out, you passed out when having sex, or you don't like people in your house that smell like weed. Like, I mean, that's small details, but I'm just giving you examples. Do you think it's okay to share these reference details with someone that you may like this early? Because it could potentially scare them the fuck
Did somebody
off.
do that to you or something?
Huh?
Somebody said something like that to you?
Listen, I ain't get this shit from make believe. I definitely heard these things and I was like, oh my God, I ain't never going over her fucking house. I was like, she's like, I don't like people coming to my house smelling like weed. I don't like them coming in there taking their shoes off and heck get foot powder in their shoes and stuff like that. I don't like people that come over and snore.
This is all in one sitting?
This is all in one person.
That is very
And I
weird.
heard all of that and I was like, oh, I ain't never the fuck going over her apartment.
You're like, that's actually, if a lot of men don't know, and like I'm very good for giving men an insight on what women are trying to do.
Right.
And what that woman was trying to do was shoo you off in a manner on where it isn't her fault. You just don't like her how she is, because no woman is actually going to do that when they actually want men to stay. That's weird. To say all the stuff that you don't like. We usually just like we always like say like, oh, all right, we're going to let that slide. We're going to let that slide. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't say everything they don't
All that,
like.
yeah.
That's weird.
So she ends it with, but I'm going to try to adjust for when you come over.
She's
And I
going
was
to be
like-
controlling.
I was like, oh shit, do I really need to go over her shit? Because she might want to kick me out.
I mean,
It's crazy. It's crazy, yo. That's the dating world. It's wild. It's wild.
I just think I was just trying to tell this girl this because she was dating an older Muslim man and they were going to get married in August. So she tells me this story in like June, I think, or early July.
Mhm.
So she gets a flat tire or whatever, and he gets mad at her because he said he had to do prayer. He's Muslim, of
Mhm.
course, yeah.
Mhm.
So her kids aren't Muslim either, and he was like, "Well, why aren't you going to do that? Why would you be like that?" And I was telling her in the beginning, love should be easy.
Right.
Even if
In
they
the
do see
beginning,
a problem
love
with
should be
you,
easy
or
in the
they see
beginning.
exactly, they see that you're going through something, how are we going to fix it?
Right.
Not like kind of like putting so much on that person and what they should change
Right.
when we're both attracted to each other and we both want to work on things with each other. You know what I'm saying? So even with the foot powder and the stuff like that, like, hey, like I have slides for you to wear or whatever when you come over. I don't
I
know
got
what
these
you do
booty
have.
things to
Yeah,
tie your things up, your shoes, feet up with.
smelling like weed. Well, this is how you met me. This is how I'm going to stay.
Right.
It is crazy for people to change themselves because it's going to come out in a different form. It's going to come out. You're going to start trying to be around other people so you can do the things that you miss. And then now that person's going to start to hate that person because they know that you're somebody that they don't even recognize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they begin to not trust you. And so it becomes a huge ball of craziness and confusion and unhappiness. And you constantly formed a bond sexually with this person, transferring fluids and stuff like that. So your body yearns for this person, but they don't really yearn for your personality. Yeah. It's just not. I don't think it's really effective.
Good points. I got a different point of view, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I ain't gonna stay too much time on it. I think I agree with you wholeheartedly, 1,000%. But I think so much that not even with the sex being involved, because in a lot of cases like this, that one, there's no sex involved. It's just a meet up. I mean, the type of build up to meet the person's intuition and meet and see if you fit their needs and they fit yours. You could deal with their bullshit. They could deal with yours. But in this case, I'm more looking at it as a situation like, are you willing to sacrifice, make the adjustments to allow the king to come in instead of like having a wall up which blocks a person with potential to come in to maybe be a partner with you versus just a mate that's fuck and duck, and instead of being somebody that could build something with you. And
But I mean, it has to be meaningful change. It has to be things. Everybody should get an outlet. And I don't think that sometimes a lot of men understand that people do need their alone time. And it's not about cheating on you or not loving you, but they need time with their girls, just like you would want time with your boys, not doing anything and not getting money. It's kind of crazy because you should be at work. Hello, it's time to go to work. Okay? Like a lot of men don't really understand.
A lot of men don't
can't
understand.
Really talk about nothing and you're not bringing in that money.
I'm gonna say
you can't
this.
even worry about me going out with my girlfriend because you at work.
Yeah. Right. I agree with you on that because I was there before and I worked 16 hours a
Did
day.
you worry about who?
No, I'm
care.
encouraging you. Please go out, have fun.
Because
And
I
you know
can't
what?
do
It
that for
actually
you.
make when your girl. I'm sorry to cut you off, but when your mate is going out and you're working like that, it's creating more of a balanced relationship because she's occupied with joy in her presence or his presence, and you're out chasing a bigger bag and you're being fulfilled in your mind. Like, I know this overtime money gonna look great on my check because I'm getting a lot of it. So I'm going for it, all of it. And that person, like, it's the weekend. I don't want to sit around and just be bored and do nothing. And you like, yo, go have fun with your girls or go have fun with your boys. Whatever it is, you encouraging them. They like, go get that money. Get that money. Don't go. Fuck that. Get that money. But if you like, oh man, you working again. Oh man, you going out with your friends again. That's discouraging, and it actually creates tension that leads y'all to be not on the same page and not really seeing each other eye to eye and having the same.
And I think that's why it's good to have friends all throughout the relationship, even through the beginning. Because
Yeah.
there's going to be times where you're going to want time for yourself and you're going to be hustling.
Absolutely.
And your spouse should be able to reach out to people and be comforted and their interests fulfilled. Like, you have to be mindful of that. If you are a person that can balance all of that, take your woman out and bring in a certain amount of money, okay, that's cool. But if you're not, be open to your significant other being able to hang out with friends.
Yes, the insecurities are only going to create a bad vibe of attention that you don't really want. That drama, don't create it.
Because they can do better by themselves and just
Right.
work and save their money and not give any to you.
Right.
Oh, blasphemy.
Right. So taking away from a plus is basically removing that person that's with you because you're not happy with whatever, and they're gone from you now, and they were another stability lifeline that was giving you money or helping your lifestyle be better, right? And you remove that person from your life. Now there's an adjustment to make because you didn't like something simple about them, like foot powder and smell like weed or whatever it is, and that person really could make a difference in your life and bring something good to you other than just money, bring value, bring you stability, confidence, support, and you will rather let that walk away because of foot powder, weed, and snoring or whatever it is. It just seems like the mind is playing a trick to keep you from having somebody that could potentially work through these little things that you might not like versus just on to the next.
Well, then how about this? Also, sometimes some of these things can be preventative because all three of them can be preventative. The foot powder. And
Right.
there was one more that you other said.
The foot powder, the smelling like weed,
Yeah, the smelling like weed.
and the snoring.
Yeah. Okay. So snoring, honestly, you could take some echinacea and really clean out your sinuses and stuff. Maybe that can help, and maybe you won't be as loud.
Right.
And then when the foot powder, maybe if you ate a little better, maybe your sweat wouldn't stink as much because people sweat, they do. But because the odor comes from the types of food that you're eating, so that's definitely something that could change.
Or maybe when you
Weed.
go to her house, don't wear foot powder. That's
Or
all.
how about weed? You can eat edible.
Put lotion on your
Eat
feet. Put lotion on your feet that day. Bath and Body Works got champagne toast is the best
and you
lotion
can eat
ever.
edibles before you come and not smoke. So
Hold on.
all three
Hold-
of those,
hold-
you
hold
can
on,
help
hold on.
yourself.
What you talking about, then? The
I
fuck?
know. Good point. Thank you. Ditto. Thank you.
I'm like, what? Eat
All
apples.
of them can listen. One of my friends, the guy that she was dating didn't like her smoking. So what she would do is she would smoke definitely, and then she would get bleach water and wipe the thresholds of each room in her banister and stuff. So therefore, when he came in, he didn't smell it, and like he like opened the windows. So it's just like if you really like someone, like my grandma said, a pack of wild horses won't keep a man from you. You'll change your act.
I think that's encouraging.
But see, for me, I don't even wait for that. I want you to keep living your life. Don't let me change you because I'm not changing for you. It's like, no, I think I have really changed for certain men and been a little nicer. But the majority of the time, I choose not to.
So I'm going to stay under the umbrella of relationships again. Do women prefer men that are more rebellious, not listening as much, versus a man that listens all the time and does everything she says, including every little hand knick-knack, go to the store, could you run upstairs and get this, that, all the calls and needs, versus for someone who's like, no, I'm busy, I got stuff to do, I'm going to go chase the money, or I'm going to go, go with my boys, or I'm going to go.
I think that it has to do with what the man is doing for the young lady.
Mm.
So you need to say yes all the time if you have a small dick. If you have a small dick and you don't get haircuts, you don't have a job, you have weak legs, you don't have a good back, you're missing teeth. Okay?
Small legs, little dick.
No one's gonna answer your phone call. You might get a little attitude, and I might say my phone is off. But you just got paid today. My phone is off.
You are horrible.
They did this like new shit. You know what I mean? They put it under off. You know what I mean? You don't want that. Okay? So
horrible.
you're going to get arguments. You're going to get pushback when you are like that.
How little is too little?
Oh,
My producers want to know.
well,
How little is too little? Because if he got like 4 or 5 inches, is that too little? How little is too little? I need you to tell me.
I actually have a chart.
How
here.
much? How little is too little? Because the world don't know. Now we need to put it on blast.
I actually have a chart here, and I actually use this anytime anybody actually does have a question.
Okay, little dick niggas, pay attention. This is what you gotta pay attention to. She getting it straight from her Google, Apple certification account. She paid for that shit.
Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
I don't know if you can
Show
see
to the
this.
camera.
Or no, I could put it here. Yeah, I could put it here. Okay. So this here is a chart of multiple size penises, and if you are any of these small ones, like okay, Coyote Man, you should not ever. You should say yes to everything. Okay, here.
I'm looking at look like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, none of these. None of these are okay. None,
1, 2, 3. That's what I'm saying.
none of that is okay.
1, 2, 3.
You should have a haircut with all of these and a good government job, preferably federal government or military. And that's just like, you know. And so here, you don't have to work. Okay? You can actually be a stay home father. You can actually travel all the countries you want with that and just have a backpack. You
know,
don't
I
even
used
need
to
a
be
wallet.
one of them
You don't need a
stay-at-home
wallet.
father, and my wife was taking care of me and all of that. You know, but at the while, I realized I need my own fucking money, man. And I wasn't really happy because I'm answering the call of every Beckham. I'm her driver. I'm her Uber man. I'm her cook. I'm her masseuse. I love being a masseuse, though, but I'm her every beck and call because she taking care of me. So I had to have something, but at the end of the day, I had nothing because I felt like I need my own to be strong. And I'm listening to her, and she will easily say, because I do everything for you, nigga, get the fuck out. And what I'ma say? Oh, no, I ain't gonna mama dick. Nigga, get the fuck out. I like, so I had to look at it like this. I gotta be able to get out of that, Kunta Kinte mentality because she enslaved my mind. And it wasn't her fault, it was me. It's all about, I didn't come into that relationship like that. That relationship landed on me and made me that way. But I got stuck in it. But what my point to you is that even when someone's taking care of you, at the while, that mentality should rub off. It's almost like being a slave, and you like, hold up. Yeah, they feeding me. Yeah, they making sure I got shelter. Yeah, they doing this, but I should want more for myself. Let me break away from this mentality of someone taking care of me. Like we were saying in the beginning, you should get up in the morning and be like,
As a man.
gotta go to work. Sorry, pussy, gotta go. If you don't have that in you,
No, I think as women we should stay home and do nothing.
women should, but men, here's my thing in preference, and I say this all the time. Men should want to work more than 8 hours. It's just that you can't be regular. If you want to be regular, fuck it, be regular. If that's what you content with, then be content with that. You don't want your woman working like that, but you can because women have other jobs, other beck and calls that they had to attend to and make sure they're appointed to and be attentive. So the men should work more. Like I was into the surgery room for my surgery for my shoulder, right? We're gonna wrap this up soon. So I'm in there talking to the guy, asked the man, I said, how many hours you work? He said 8. I said, that's it? He said, how many should I be working? I said 16. You should be working 16 because that give you time to make your family life easier. That give you time to go on better vacations. That give you time to save more money. That give you time to work less in the future, have more for your retirement. You should want more. And then have your woman be home. You could pay more bills. She feel more secure. She love you more. She suck your dick more. She do a lot more if you go to work, make more money versus being a big dick nigga staying at home, having her take care of you. Reverse that cycle, my nigga. Please don't get content with 8 hours. They will expire, and your money will too. I said hello to a one paycheck and goodbye to it in 7 minutes. But thank God, luckily, there was another one that I 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks was waiting right there next to that one. Like that $20 twins, I had the $20 twin checks, but it wasn't $20. And when you have that mentality, paycheck to paycheck, you a man, you can't do that. Your woman needs you to do more. So I'm gonna flip the script.
So she can save time to take care of you.
So she could take time to take care of you, and you could come home to a dinner. Now she want to cook for you more because you working more. Like, oh, you working more. Look at you grind like this. This is what you do all the time. Yeah, now we got money, and you showing her your savings. and you showing her your bank account now, and you showing her how much money you make from all this overtime and all this extra work, and she proud of you. And now you like a mini celebrity in the house because you're making so much more money. They like, damn, you making all that money? Yes. Impress them that way and stay humble too. Just keep going to work, never complain, never brag, always stay the same. Look, keep this frame of mind. I got kids, I need this shit. Or look, I got a woman, I need this shit. I got to make sure she look good, get her nails done, her hair done. We got trips to go on. We got goals. Instead of being content, always challenge yourself to say, I don't have enough. That'll make you go get more.
And it doesn't like it does matter what kind of job it is. You want to be like you want to be able to pay for yourself and provide for yourself. But it doesn't matter what other people think. You're going to be working. Yes. You'll never hear what they're saying.
That
and
is
if
true.
You hear it secondhand, it probably ain't the truth. So you just go, put your head down, double it the fuck up, because that's what my dad told me. Even if it's 2 corny jobs, it's going to equal up to a living for yourself. So
I got this one last one, and this is off the wall. We're going to switch the gears, and we're going to wrap up the Bay and Dev show this week with this funny last topic, because I said it in the car, but you got to help me answer it, because it's not a one-sided thing. Just like when they telling the story, it shouldn't be one-sided. So I brought a very smart, intelligent, hungry-ass hustler, Devin, who's been talking about businesses before people knew what the word business really meant. So let's get right to her and ask her this question. Why do young men and older men chase pussy so much? Why are they so thirsty for pussy as it is a treasure instead of just lust? They chase it as if it is the becking of all championships. Is this the calling of my calling? I do this for the pussy. Why don't they take that ambition, that same chasing, that same thrive to getting that new pussy or whatever it is, to a better life, more money, a better neighborhood, better alternatives? Why is the coochie the biggest platform of a reward versus upbringing, growth, money, accomplishments?
I mean, I don't really think it has to do with men. I think that men and women chase pleasure. Life constantly happens, and it's something that's really out of your control. But when it comes to pleasure, as you become a certain big age, you begin to figure out what makes you feel the best. And when you're able to explain that to somebody and they're able to do that back to you, that's kind of controlling your pleasure now. So now I can sit there and get that whenever I want. And now, if I sit there and put the hours in, I have enough money to get the type of pleasure I want, and I can get it whenever I want. I think that's what a lot of men, because like they can't really control. You constantly provide for people, and they don't either reciprocate or really appreciate it.
Right.
So therefore, that happiness right there of even just providing for somebody and somebody in your legacy actually appreciating it, you have no control over that, and you don't have any control on how they're acting, because they can sit there and spend all your money saving them. You know? So I just feel like with sex, and women don't really understand that, if you would give a man other options. One thing we do at my job, we listen, we validate, and we give options. We listen to a person's problems. We validate like that can feel some type of way, but you give somebody options on how to be happier. And you should do that with your man too. Right. Like, how else do you want to be happy? How else can I, fulfill your pleasures? Right. As women, we should feel as though that our sexuality matures too. Right. As a woman, you mature. Right. But you should mature sexually in trying to explore the things that, make your man interested and stuff like that. Great so I feel like that's a lot of times why they do venture out,
I like that point. Right. It's a great, interesting point, because some people stay on the same thing. Like, well, I think it because it is the treasure. It is the treasure. It is everything.
It's on me all the time, honey.
No. I'm glad you broke and diverged and broke up that monotony of that, because we can't stay on that same narrative. We know it's good, but so is dick. Dick could be good too. Pussy and dick could be good.
If you can communicate, and I think that that's what people have to
Dick is a
understand.
prize too, okay?
If you are comfortable enough to communicate to somebody how you sexually like to be pleasured,
Right.
that is a whole nother turn on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel as though this is embarrassing. I like you comfortable with my naked body and stuff.
Right.
So people, think about that. Are you and your partner comfortable enough to talk about your interests and your fantasies? That's how you keep them.
Wow, you're right
Now,
about
though
that.
I don't have a man, which is very surprising.
Right, but they come though. They
men-
come to you. They
I
come
do.
to you.
I actually,
They come
I,
to you.
but
You
I
are a
don't like
magnet,
them.
but you don't. The thing is, you have preferences that are standards, that are high standards and high preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't take any old Joe Schmo from the back block and he could get your number. So your preferences, you like what you like, and you have different standards and different tastes. That's good because I'm picky too. Don't accept any old thing and just be like, oh, I'm single, so yeah, I'll take your number. I hate those kind of chicks. I hate those kind of guys because that's not really what you want. You just taking it because you free.
And that's how you catch something.
That's how you catch something. And you with
so
somebody you
easy,
ain't really
yeah.
want to be seen with.
Yes.
Check that part out. You don't even want to be seen with them in broad daylight or at night.
Yeah, and I just feel
So
like
why choose them?
if-
Because they just come over your house, be in the dark,
and they give you money.
and
That's
they give you
probably-
money,
that's
or they
probably
give you
why.
a drink, or they buy you
That's
something.
probably why. There's some men that I would never be seen with outside. That's just ridiculous. It's some guys that I will never be seen with. You can call me all day, and I'm going out on 1 or 2 dates. I won't lie, but I don't want to be seen with you outside.
In your opinion, what's a better compliment coming from a man that's just really meeting you on a first date? You have very good energy. I really feel your vibe and your energy. Or, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Look at your hair. Look at your eyelashes. Look at your eyebrows. You're so beautiful. What, in your opinion, would be more of a pleasurable compliment to you from a person coming?
I like your energy because your looks can fade,
Yes.
but personality is forever.
Yes, that's powerful.
And yeah, like you want to always at least want to spend time with that person. If we were locked in the elevator together, would you want to be locked in there with me?
Right.
We were on alone on the island. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it has more to do with like the personality of a person.
Right.
But
That's deep.
don't tell me that I'm beautiful. I know that. I
You
tried. I
hear
tried
that all the
tonight,
time.
Okay? This is actually like my best.
You hear it all the time. You want to hear something that's different, or somebody find something different about you. So I just wanted to ask you that to see if you agreed with. It's more than just beauty that people should compliment people with, instead of just the same old, same old. So
I just want to kiss you. You're so beautiful.
Oh my
Okay, well
God.
that's fucking weird. So don't.
yeah, that's weird. You don't see anything beyond that beauty, so that's really weird. But this has been a great episode, and I know we wrapping up soon, but I want to take every last minute to just say thank y'all for tuning in. Dev will be back, and we've always talked to people about mixing it up and having different people come on and have different followers watch us and give their comments, opinions, things that you would like us to talk about, topics. Please comment. Please subscribe, like us. Please follow Dev. Please follow Cash, Lanny. Please follow me on Love and Hip Hop. That's my IG tag. Yo, hit me up. I'm definitely open for suggestions. Jabez Dream is an entertainment company that is a LLC marketed trade brand, and we're coming soon to a theater near you. Stay tuned. And the logo's on the way too. We got the team working on it. SS and Company, they putting it together. I'm excited. We're doing wonderful things. Please keep in mind that we're doing this to just basically invite people to come along, do shows of their own, and basically under one umbrella. So, hey, guys, anything's possible. Keep your dreams and your expectations high. Keep your faith in God, and everything will work out. We love you, and we thank you for tuning in. And once again, we dedicate this episode to the fallen king of Lanny Cash Floyd, Mr. I'm so sorry, nephew. He passed away, and we had a tragedy happen earlier this week. But we definitely wanted to say Zaire We miss you. We love you. And we want to keep your prayers going, and we want to keep your name going, and we want to make sure we get the show branded so we can make your fans, your mom fans, audiences in every neighborhood proud of you, hearing your name come up over and over and over. We dedicate the show to you. We thank Dad for coming in, for filling in. She's always got her corner, her angle, and always got good, interesting topics and a brand of energy that no one else could provide. So we're thankful to have her part of this show. And I thank you for my production team for backing me up. We're live at Jabez Dream under the same umbrella, and we're working with different components. So stay tuned and keep your ears and eyes open for the Bay and Dad and Cash podcast, because we're taking it to another level. Stay tuned, and thank y'all for keeping informed with us.
Later.